I got a text.
What does it say?
Sandoval sues Ariana. Sandoval withdraws the suit. And Leah is still not with Rob.
Hashtag let's record. Hashtag are you ready to get down to reality?
Hashtag I'm ready to get down to reality.
Welcome to Down to Reality. I am your host. My name is Ro, also known on social media as Reality Ops.
And I'm Hubs, also known as husband of Ro.
So on today's podcast, it's going to be a little bit unique because we recorded this over 2 different days. So we're going to have day 1, and that was on Friday that we recorded, so July 19th. And then day 2, we recorded July 21st. So you'll hear it's kind of funny because you'll hear our thoughts before going into Friday night's episode.
Yeah.
And then you'll hear after Friday night episode what happened and our new thoughts based off of the new episode.
Yeah.
But I know you guys have been asking for this. I want you to know we appreciate you being so patient. We appreciate you wanting an episode and messaging about it. And I am so glad that we had this new show this summer to help us in our Vanderpump slump and sadness.
I had no idea how obsessed we would become.
No.
Just like pulled us in. And we wanted, even though it was on almost every night, we wanted more.
But I think that there is something to watching it like every night like that, and like the social aspect of the show that's really helped, because like one of my family members who loves all the same shit we love isn't quite as into it as we are, and I think it's just because they're behind on the show. So I do recommend, first of all, I think you can watch it at any time anyway. He also said though he doesn't really like lovey type shows. Like he's not into The Bachelor, where we like The Bachelor.
Yeah. We love.
Gosh. Well, we do. We're going to talk about that too at Love Island, but we are very into that. And so,
love is crazy.
This is like all the phrases from the show have become our daily life.
Yeah.
Love is crazy.
I'm just hoping I don't say it in a work meeting one time.
You hope you do.
This meeting is crazy.
Have you talked to work about this yet? Because you've talked about.
I have mentioned that I watched Love Island, and I don't think anyone else in my group watches it.
You haven't convinced them good enough then.
I haven't, no.
You have to work on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk first about what happened with Sandoval, Ariana, Rachel, and all of that. We are going to do a much bigger, in-depth episode about this, but we just want to talk about it. So Sandoval, Tuesday morning, okay, I open my phone, 7:30 in the morning, and the first thing I see is Tom Sandoval sues Ariana Madix. And I say, there's no fucking way. No fucking way. For what? And so I see for using his phone without authorization. Hold on, let me get the God, I just heard myself say authorization, and I hear all of the Jersey after now that everybody brings it up to me.
Authorization.
No, I didn't say it. It's the or part of it, like daughter. I always thought Teresa said daughter funny, and now I realize, oh shoot, I say it not too far off. Daughter. I don't even know how to say it normal. Daughter.
I think some people say daughter.
That's strange, right? Authorization. Anyway, let's look at the article. The title was.
Wait, do people say daughter?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Like people who speak proper.
Non-tri-state.
It's not tri-state. Connecticut people are not like us. It's New Jersey and New York that talks like this. I think. Connecticut's much more like uppity. Okay.
Yes.
So the headline was Tom Sandoval sues Ariana Madix for accessing explicit videos of Rachel Leviss without authorization. Exclusive. I was very uneasy sleeping that night. Like I just like didn't feel right. And I'm like, this is why I wasn't feeling that right. Like sometimes we'd say that happens.
You felt something was coming. How do you know?
But I was like, this can't be right. Like I was really upset, but then I'm like, he can't be suing her. So then I read the article and it explained it, but it doesn't say sues in the article. So then I had to look at another source. It was only like Variety doing an article about it. Then I started messaging, and I messaged lawyers like that I know from social media, from followers, things like that. I can't message lawyers for real life because they don't know what I do. Like, they don't know I do this.
Yeah.
So when I looked at this, they were like, "No, he is like, that's what this is. This is him suing her." Okay. And I was just like furious, fast and furious, putting up my posts, very angry, very angry. I sent you the headline.
You texted me, and when I checked, I thought it was a joke when I saw your text.
Yeah, but then you even though it was a joke later when I was talking to you, I'm like, "Did you see the message?" And you're like, "Yeah, it's a
I
joke."
thought it was one of those like Onion articles or something where it's just,
Oh, you said you thought it
satire.
was satire.
Yeah, a little VPR satire.
So when you said that, then I was like, wait, like it really does feel so off. Anyway, we are, like I said, going to talk about the next one, but he did retract it. He put out a statement. We'll go through the statement. We'll go through everything in the next one. And all I'm saying right now is I'm just glad that he did that because that is not fair to Ariana. She doesn't need any of this shit. I understand, after talking to lawyers, that there is reasons why this was done, but there also are just like moral and ethical reasons why you don't, continue to do that. So we will talk about it with the next one. But if you don't know, that's what happened this week. He sued her. It was a cross complaint as part of the original lawsuit. It wasn't a separate lawsuit to protect him. And also in the same week, Chef Penny is suing Ariana and Katie. She says they owe her money. They don't have anything written down. She says that they ghosted her. It seemed like she considers herself a partner, but there was nothing in writing. And we will get into that in the next one. But I'm super annoyed about that also because I cannot stand people trying to get money for things that I don't think they should be getting money for. Anyway, that will be in the next episode. But just so you know, there have been a lot of suits going on right now. Mo money, mo problems. Anyway, let's get to Love Island. This is our Love Island part 1.
Love Island round.
So we have delusions with Love Island. We at this point, Leah and Rob are not happening on the show. It can't. Ew, Rob just had sex in the bed with Cassie. But it was like
I almost said sassy. Her name's Cassie.
Cassie. It was
sassy with Cassie.
We were watching, they show like the little clip and I'm like, what are they doing?
Well, she goes, you can touch or something.
Yeah, she says something like that.
Because Rob was just like sleeping and yeah.
And then he says the next day, and I was like, is he joking?
Yeah.
We had everyone, we're like, wait, was he joking? And then he confirmed it. And I'm like, oh shit. I mean, they seem to have like no real connection. It seems like they were like just doing that. But Andrea in the real world, I mean, has to be like bothered by that. I saw a video she did. She was on TikTok yesterday and she was trying to like not really answer, like kind of she used the word indifferent. And I'm like, you're not indifferent, because then she kind of like went on about it a little bit more.
About that scene?
Yeah.
Was that in last night's episode or that was
last night?
Oh, it was last night. Yeah.
I feel like to me that would be more upsetting if I were Andrea than obviously Leah. He's out with Leah right now. Leah's with Miguel, really with Miguel. To me though, that would bother me if I were Andrea. Only because she's probably thinking, oh, we're probably gonna we might get together.
When he gets out, we'll get together. And
then the last few days, literally third to last episode, or second to last episode technically, he does that. It was so weird.
It's just weird because I feel like it was so out of character for what we've seen from Rob with that stuff all season. I feel like that's never been like focused on. All of a sudden, like last night, just boom.
I don't think that.
Well, Cassie said to him in the conversation, even like, sorry, I was, horned up or whatever. And
yeah, but remember with Leah, he was like, okay, I have a whole theory about this. So I think with Leah, I heard him when I had to rewatch. I made a lot of videos on this. He said something like, oh, like you should go to Kiss Me, or like you never go to Kiss Me, something like that. Like go to Kiss Me.
Oh yeah.
I think with Leah, she wouldn't initiate enough with him. And Andrea was like very open to all of it. And the girls have said, I've watched all the interviews, like podcasts and after, and they've all said they're obviously encouraged to go after these guys that they decide to go after. So I think that probably is what he meant a little bit with like, we haven't found our groove. Like, I think he wants to do that stuff, but also doesn't want to like push that stuff. And then Cassie was just like, bam, this is what I want to do. And that's what happened.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
was just also surprised because they haven't shown that on the show like the whole entire season.
yeah, you hadn't seen any of that, really,
So for it to
or any sort of mention of it.
first look. First look is out. First look. I have to tell you, I want to vote for the winners tonight. What am I going to do about that? Well, see spoilers. Okay, so as we were just, our daughter needed to come downstairs for a second, so we paused this. And while that happened, I pulled on my Instagram and go ahead. I know you want to say it.
What do I want to say?
I don't know, something itching. You're literally looking at me like, cannot wait to say this line. What?
The first look is out. Is that what I wanted to
That's
say?
all you wanted to say?
No, I didn't have anything to say.
God. You look like you were so excited.
Oh, so we're gonna watch it live
We're gonna watch it live. Ready?
with y'all that are listening.
Yo, the first look every day. We're like, the first look. Like,
I got a first look. No.
cannot wait for the first look. I look at the clock all day. I gotta rewind. I love that sound.
I got it!
Oh.
Islanders, it's time to tie the knot in today's challenge. Newlyweds.
You guys are invited to our wedding.
Mm.
For their favorite couple.
Oh, I'm so scared.
In no particular order, the first couple making it to the finale is
Oh gosh. Okay.
All right, so there's 6 couples right now. 2 are going home.
That looks good. All right.
Who do you think's going home?
All right. Hold on. Let's just take it one step at a time.
One step at a time. Okay.
I need to process what I just saw. So, Rob is smiling a lot with Cassie. I agree. I still get friends. You're funny. I like you vibes. We'll say Janae is I love her.
Queen.
Like, how much do you love Janae? Janae needs a show. First of all, Serena, Leah, and Serena. What did I just say?
You said Serena, Leah, and Serena.
Janae, Serena, and Leah. Okay, the 3 of them. Guys, I love Leah so freaking much. I love Janae, Serena, and Leah. All of them. They all need a show.
A lot of them need a show.
No, but the 3 of them especially.
the 3 of them would be great.
The one-liners between Janae and Leah are just top-notch, amazing.
So good. Cinema.
So good. No, not cinema. You have to stop saying that.
Cinema.
When it's not, cinema is not what cinema is like when it's like a movie.
A
Get
few
it?
weeks ago, you said something with cinema. I'm like, what does that mean? And now I can't stop using cinema. It's cinema.
You use it all the time. Janae and Kenny. So the first look, they're doing like some kind of like wedding challenge and all that. Janae makes the jokes about getting married, but they're so fucking funny. I love Kenny personally.
Yeah, Kenny, I think, is great. I feel like he's showing off a lot of great qualities. It's what Janae needs. He wasn't one of those, crazy
They're
guys
both
and
F-boys.
F-boys
That's
and
what the kids call
Casa.
them.
Even when he got the kiss at the end with Kath, like he wasn't going for any of that stuff. And
Yeah,
he was always
think
thinking of
afraid
Janae. Yeah.
to be left by himself, and that's why
Yeah.
he did that.
But they're great. I love them together.
At the end, who are you voting to win? Who do you hope goes home tonight?
Tonight, I think.
No, not who do you think? Who do you hope?
Who do I hope? Think and hope. No.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's going to be Rob and Cassie. It should be.
It has to be.
Right? 'Cause it's the most compatible couples.
Even though
at this
it
point.
sucks for us because we don't have a Rob and Leah.
Yeah. We'll get that after the show. They'll meet up and they'll get married and have kids.
No, they're not going to get married,
Um,
but they will have something, I think. I would be shocked if they didn't. If Rob watches a shit back and sees how she wasn't actually lying,
Yes.
go watch my videos, Rob. Okay. Go look at the words
Go
that
watch
you
all the videos.
go look at the words that you said. If you guys don't know, I pulled all the fucking clips together, wrote transcripts of what they said, like laid it all out. The only thing I was worried about, I'm like, well, maybe the vote with Andrea, maybe Leah had more of a say than I thought and we saw. Because I'm like, why wouldn't they show the fucking vote at movie night? How
Yeah.
dare you? How dare you not show that vote? And I'm like, maybe that it would make Leah look worse. And they knew that a lot of the audience, not all, some are super against Rob and Leah. Some of them are like toxic like us. Meanwhile, we're not toxic in life, but we just love the 2 of them because I feel like they have such eyes for each other. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't see it, I don't know what to tell you because maybe our TV.
You're watching a different show. Yeah.
It's literally like so clear that they have this like magnetism towards each other.
Yeah.
They look at each other all the time. The way he looks at Leah is different than he looks at any other girl, including Andrea. The way he
100%.
smiles at Leah, the way she looks at him. And I like Miguel and Leah. I do. I like Miguel with Leah. I don't see that as being a feature.
No. That's not a future.
where I feel like Rob and Leah could actually have something. The freaking intro for Love Island. Leah comes out and she's like, I'm like an onion. Okay.
Yeah.
She says,
She like snakes. They're misunderstood.
what the fuck?
And
She's
before
like,
she even meets Rob.
no, they're like meant to be.
Yeah.
Maybe actually, like I said, maybe for good, but I think it's like just like to be in life, like at some point. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
There needs to be some
we're
sort of
so all
after
over the
show.
place.
Really
What is
cool.
it?
There needs to be some sort of after show for Love Island where they go and film like, you know, like 90 Day Fiance. They do like the after the 90 days where they go and film like another show, like
Yeah, great idea. I'm gonna
with
make this
those
as
people.
a clip and put this out.
Yeah.
there.
Love Island, you have to do that.
Mm-hmm. All right, but
Yes.
Miguel and Leah are good. I like them. I
Yeah.
just don't feel he when that boy found out about Casa and he fucking skipped to my lewd down to Casa, okay, and was so happy. I was like,
He's like,
if
oh,
you don't appreciate Leah,
yeah. Well, we walked into Casa and he told the girls like, oh, you guys brought all my types or something like that.
yeah, he was just like ready to go ham.
Yeah.
And then I honestly feel like when he came back and Leah was there and he's like, you know, Leah's more in with the whole group. I don't know. I just don't know if his motives for staying with Leah was like complete. Not that
Make it to the
wasn't
end.
a little bit.
I mean, some of it is that I
A
do
little
I do
bit.
truly feel like some of the couples are really strong and real couples, but then there's also that angle of like, do you kind of fake it till you make it just so you can get to the end and possibly win the 100K?
Like a lot of people feel like Kendall, which I do too, that Kendall was like full on fine with the guys hooking up with other people because it would make him and Nicole even stronger. I do
Yeah.
think Nicole and Kendall are real.
Well, we thought that's why Kendall might have been egging everyone on because it's just going to, go over in your relationships. Me and Nicole are going to be the strongest and we'll win at the end. Right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about Love Island nonstop.
So Leah and Miguel, do I want them at the end only because I love Leah so much? And I will be so sad when she goes. However, we're only a couple days out. We're going to get all the podcasts. We're going to get them on shows. These people have no idea how famous they are right now. They
That's
do
hilarious.
not know. The numbers are double what they were last summer. It's a huge show. Okay.
It's the highest streaming show right now ahead of like things
Ahead
like
of
The Bear, right, which is huge.
which is a great show. Like, it's wild.
It's big.
And that is the Ariana effect.
Yes.
Okay. Ariana, I truly believe, brought the viewers, but who kept them? The cast kept them.
The Maddox Magic. That's what
The
they call it.
Maddox magic.
I just made that up.
It was good. And the cast, though, are the reason why we're so hooked. Like, we would not have stayed if it weren't for them, but she brought us there. And we also come for her looks.
Oh my God. Her stylist is like every look,
Yeah.
right?
And we have to make this clear. You literally never, ever bring up clothes you have no, I'm sorry to say, but like no clue about.
I'm not good with
Clothes.
fashion or any of that stuff. Yeah. But I know like, obviously Ariana is beautiful, but like just the look itself is just like, wow, that's a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it
she
hits.
rocks it. Like, it's kind of like when she was on Dancing with the Stars. It's her attitude and the way she carries. Like, you know what it is? It's like with the clothes, okay? There's lots of beautiful people who wear beautiful clothes, but it's like the attitude she carries with the clothes and with the hair and with the makeup. Like, she takes it on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You
a
know?
good point.
It's very like kind of like the way Britney Spears had, and I know she loves Britney, but like kind of the way Britney Spears had done that. That's Ariana to me.
Yeah. It's
Like-
that energy and aura that you bring with what you're wearing.
And
yeah.
her stylist is Emily Men. She's so sweet. She's so good. Go follow her on Instagram. And she's just killing it. The hair, it's Carl Bembridge hair. Makeup is Crystal Dawn. I mean, it's just literally perfection from head to toe.
The slow-mo walking every time with the shh.
Yeah. That's like a typical Love Island thing they said.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
yeah.
funny.
I don't know about the shush part. Is it shush a Love Island thing? I just know the slow-mo walk is.
She's like, I'm coming. Shh. Oh,
Leah
wait. So back
Miguel?
to, you said who did I want to win? So Rob and Cassie, I think they'll go. I want them to go, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is, I think Aaron and Kaylor.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be Leah or Miguel or Aaron and Kayla, but it has to be Aaron and Kayla.
Because I like Leah, like you said, yeah.
Leah, the Holy Trinity, Janae, Leah, Serena. I cannot
couldn't have to
imagine them being
say.
voted out because people love them so much.
Yeah.
So I do think it's going to be Aaron and Kayla. And I feel, guys, fuck Aaron. Fuck. Oh my God. Guys, if you're not on TikTok, Love Island TikTok is way better than Love Island Insta. So if you're only an Insta person, go on TikTok because they make sounds and they have like sounds over regular videos. And when you hear the sounds, like my sister doesn't watch Love Island and she's like, oh my God, I know. And she's like, I like Serena, Leah, and Janae because of because of TikTok. She's like, their friendship is so cute. She knows about Leah and Rob. Like she knows all of this just because
Just
of
from
TikTok.
TikTok, yeah.
You have to go on there, guys. It's just so good. TikTok, Love Island TikTok is so there's so many creators because there's a lot of fans just making videos. It's not like Vanderpump where not so many fans make them, but it's more like creators making them. Where Love Island, oh my God.
You're getting like even more of a variety of like just
A big variety,
funny
right?
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, not just like reporting, but just like, yeah, funny, exactly. Like couples doing stuff. Anyway, what were we just saying?
Well, in the beginning with the fuck Aaron, like we were all on board, like, yeah, you know, fuck Aaron, right in the beginning, but then it became, all right, I can't always be like the crying, you know, can't even get a sentence out without crying, and you know, it became because we were rooting for, we're like, Kayla, just leave him, like stand your ground, just leave him, like
that was nuts.
She let him back in way too easy.
Listen, here's what happened when they all came back to Casa. This is what I knew.
To Villa,
to Villa. When I saw Kayla see Aaron, I was like, forget it. As soon as she saw him, when I saw Serena and Cordell, even though it happened the way it happened, the emotion on their face, I'm like, these two are going to work it out because I truly think those two are MTV. They're meant to be Sleepless in Seattle.
Said MTV.
No, MTV.
MTV.
You need
Sleepless in Seattle?
That's what it's from, yes.
MTV?
It always obsessed me that you don't know this.
No.
It's one of the best
I did not know that.
It's Serena and Cordell.
They're the real deal.
Are the real deal. All right, let's get to Aaron and Kayla really quick, though.
Yeah.
I feel for Kayla. Guys, we have to remember she's 22. And I believe when I looked up, she's like a new 22. So I think was her birthday May, but she's 22. That is so fucking young. It's just so young. And I saw her mom's post. Her mom cannot stand Aaron. You all probably saw on Love Island where they had the family. I didn't post it. I felt kind of bad, but
yeah.
But the way her mom was talking about her daughter and then like watching Aaron, it was, you know, it was like heart-wrenching to think about like as a mom, like having to see your daughter go through that pain. But she was like really coming at Aaron, and it was really funny actually the way she was talking about
him. They're not going to make it on the outside. Kayla's going to see more of this stuff, and you know they're in this bubble right now.
Kayla's going to have everybody being like after her too, because it's like I'll show you like how a guy should treat a girl.
They're going to start being on podcasts. They're going to get asked all these questions, and they're in different countries.
Let's
start with that.
I would be shocked. Did I think that they were like endgame? Yeah, I did.
In the beginning, yeah.
Until I saw the way he acted. And he can say all he wants that he doesn't like, he's not going to cheat on her. But I didn't hear, I don't cheat. Okay?
Yeah. He just said, I would never do that again.
So I don't trust that. Serena and Cordell are my favorite. And I am voting for them to win.
Their whole journey was just amazing.
She said
we knew in the beginning they were slow burn. Cordell never gave up. He treated her like she was his queen.
He saw her from the beginning like for who she was.
Absolutely. And even when she kind of, you know, did him wrong a little bit, both those times where she didn't choose to couple up with him, left him on the dance floor, we were heartbroken.
The saddest scene ever.
And he's just watching from the balcony, just looking so beat up. You know, he still knew it was her from the jump, as he says.
The way he understands her, like what he did and Aaron did were both terrible. The way Aaron handled it to the way Cordell handled it was night and day. Like I would take Cordell back too because of the way he handled it and the way first of all, it was a different situation because I could understand Cordell slightly more just because it wasn't, he was getting so much from people around him, those freaking boys being so annoying, acting like, you know, Serena needs to treat you right. Like you deserve somebody who like cares about you, who's there for you, who really wants you, blah, 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 who's all over you. And like Dea went like hard for him.
Hard right away. Like Serena wasn't kissing you for, you know, weeks. And now Dea's jumping all over you. Good for you. So happy for him. Kendall's egging him on.
By the way, Carmex is great. Like whenever people are like talking bad about Carmex, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying because.
The company?
No, I'm saying the chapstick works great. The lip balm.
Carmex?
No.
What?
Carmex.
Oh, Carmex. What's CarMax? I don't. Isn't there's a company called CarMax, I think, or something, where they
Yes,
like
CarMax is
lease
not.
cars or something.
Yes, CarMax is the lip
Like,
balm. Look,
why
I'll
are you
show
talking
you.
about CarMax
My
right now?
sister always had in her room. Look, I used to have it, but then the taste is like medicine. So I would hold on. I feel like I used to get this like on the Brooklyn corner store.
Your
Hold
search
on.
is full of CarMax.
That's because of you. Look,
Oh,
CarMax.
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 All right,
CarMax.
let's not say it 8,000
Okay.
times.
No, I've never seen that before.
Okay. Anyway, it works great. But point is, this is gonna.
I was
this
always
is-
more of a chapstick brand.
I hope they win. Janae and Kenny, I love them. I don't think they should win. Just because Serena and Cordell, I think, are a more solid.
Yeah.
As much as I love Janae and Kenny. And I love Janae too, because like yesterday when Kenny was talking to her, he was like trying to explain why like it made sense for them to get the video calls and all that. And she was like, that's true. Like she's really like understanding of
Yeah.
things. Somebody said that they feel like Janae has to be fake, like she cannot possibly be like that. But guys, they're there for 6 fucking weeks. You cannot fake this shit for 6 weeks.
No, that's a lot of energy.
At first I was like, oh, we're gonna see like a different side of Janae at some point because she's just too perfect.
It's
Like,
just- yeah, and
she's too perfect.
that's just her personality. That's who she is.
And I said this on the last podcast that we didn't get to release, but like, if I were with Janae in real life, like if she was in my school or a coworker or whatever, she would be. I would make sure she's my best friend because I love her, and Serena too. I just love them all. All right, Kendall and I was gonna call her Natalie. Nicole. I always think she looks like a Natalie. Kendall and Nicole. I don't agree with what Kendall did at Casa. It disgusts me. I feel like it's weird as fuck the way he was so close and sweet and besties with the girls and then talked about the guys hooking up with the girls like that. And then even back in Villa was like talking nicely to Serena and then kind of going against her. But was it Serena or one of them? And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. He's very back and forth.
I hate that. But
telling the people in the moment who he's talking to what they want to hear as opposed to like really having a stance on something, it kind of seems like.
But I do think Kendall and Nicole really like love each other.
I think they're solid.
Yeah. I think they're like love. I think they're ready to say I love you, but they're not saying I love you yet. Again, Cordell and Serena, it's like love to me.
Cordell wants to say it. I feel like he's ready, but he's just not. You can tell the way he looks at her.
How like cute are the two of them though? They're like the same.
Yeah,
Are they
they're really.
not?
Yeah, I really hope they work out.
They
After
will.
this,
I
they
really
will,
think
yeah.
they will. Like I can literally picture them being old and gray together. Like
Yeah.
so cute.
They have to win. I think Kendall and
I'll be
Nicole
sad if they
are a
don't.
solid couple, but they're just.
Kendall and Nicole are not going to win. They might be out. People don't like Kendall.
I mean, as
I
a
don't think they'll
couple.
be out just because there's not everybody's on social media, so not
Yeah,
everybody knows.
I'm just
them.
thinking in terms of couples. Like they're a solid couple. They've been together for a while, but like they don't do it for me as a viewer, like Serena and Cordell.
I agree.
You know,
Mhm.
you root for that comeback story. They started at the beginning. They're now super strong, and that's who I want to win.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
we have to close this.
Let's
because
close
I need
it
to
so we
edit
can
it.
get
And by
this
edit,
out.
I just mean get out our annoying conversations in between. Do you think,
Yeah.
I have to ask you quickly, do you think that Leah and Rob, the way that all of a sudden then Janae and Serena were asking Leah about Rob and Aaron was bringing up Leah to Rob, I felt it was genuine, but do you think production told them to have those conversations?
Well, production sees on social media that people are talking
we've been
about
pushing.
it.
We're like, what's going on? I don't know. But I honestly think Serena and Janae would not be like, oh.
No, I think they're not going to be fake about that.
No.
They see Leah.
P.S. This was Aaron's fault, okay?
We could do a whole other podcast
I
on
know. It was
Rob and Leah
Aaron's
and all
fault.
that
We'll talk
stuff,
about
but
it
yeah.
next time. But guys, don't be too offended. I understand that some people really like Ligel.
Ligel.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Ligel.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I'm hopeful. But I just don't trust him with her as much.
Ligel's better than Magia.
Yeah, much better than Magia. But imagine Aaron and Keeler do go home tonight. That is pretty crazy because they're like one of the most crazily solid couples. But I think they need to, just because I don't know. I don't want somebody winning who.
I don't think they're deserving of the win.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. I think Serena and Cordell, I
But
think,
Leah
are
and
the most.
Miguel, as much as I want Leah to win everything in life, I don't think that they're deserving of the win.
In my eyes, it's Serena and Cordell. They're the most deserving.
Okay. All right, time to go.
We're just going to take a quick break and give a shout out to Draw Me Bitch, the person who did our podcast artwork, who is amazing. Please check her out on Instagram and on TikTok. She also has her website, shopmebitch.com, where you can buy coloring books, stickers, gifts for all things Bravo. But she now has a subscription on her page, which gets you access to weekly Vanderpump coloring pages. Definitely go check her out. You will not regret it. And now back to the pod.
Okay, so now we are back for part 2 of Love Island, and now we're recording on Sunday. So this is before the finale is out. So we watched Friday night's episode after that last recording and watched After Sun. And we need to talk about what we were not expecting, which was that scene between Leah and Rob.
It was the ending we all wanted. Like,
Yeah.
go get your girl. Have the conversation. We were so excited when we saw he walked into the room. Who's he grabbing? Who's he grabbing?
Yeah. Well, no, we knew who he was.
Well,
I
we
knew
knew,
who
yeah.
he was grabbing, but I had let it go from my mind because we said this, I think, on the last podcast. Like, it's done for the show. Like, we knew it was done for the show. Rob wouldn't overstep the boundaries with Miguel. He wouldn't do that to Miguel. Leah likes Miguel a lot. Obviously, just still also has feelings for Rob. Rob has feelings for Leah, and that was quite an ending. Some people did view it as like just closure. Come on, that was not just.
People viewed that scene as
Some
also
people,
just closure.
Only a few, a small percentage.
Just like the other scene they had during the day when they were basically clearing the air and starting fresh.
That one I could see why more people thought that was just closure.
I could see
But
that.
where we thought they were like, where he was like trying to clear the air. But this one, boy, when he pointed to her. So this is, you could say it.
Cinema.
This is when you're using cinema correctly.
Yeah.
He said to the boys, I have something I have to do. I have something I have to do. And then the boys were like, and Aaron's like, he's going to post somebody for a last minute chat.
Last minute chat.
I mean, Aaron knew what he was doing. Then
You think Aaron knew
yeah,
before that?
I think he knew that's who it had to be. And then he runs up the stairs, okay? And my heart is beating. And then he goes into the room.
In that moment when he's running up the stairs, like I really felt like watching a movie. You're running to catch the plane to go tell the person. Like that's really what I felt like. Oh my God, he's running to catch the plane. He's running to catch the cab.
Yeah.
He's got to say his last piece and see if it's really over or not. And that's how I felt.
No, that is what it was.
What I felt in that moment was, or from the whole scene was, I care too much about her. I have these really strong feelings for her. I can't go without saying goodbye or something to her because we have this connection.
And then point, like you. And then the way she followed him out the door too. I don't know if a lot of people noticed that. Like she was like giddy going out the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to be clear. There are many people who are very against Leah and Rob. And we know that. I want to say this though. I think it's become, first of all, Rob can be a complete a-hole. But I do think that for now, at least until I know more, he just seems very misunderstood, extremely emotional, like I said before, very untrusting, just a guy who's in his feels. And this is a conversation I want to have with somebody else who's coming on the pod, actually, because I never really saw it before. But I do understand how it's interesting. Like once men do express emotion, then they're like faulted for it. And this is very strange coming from me because, you know, it's not that I only support women, but I'm very, you and me both, go women.
Pro women. Yeah.
And by the way, I never talk politics and I don't plan on doing that on this podcast. But I will say Biden dropped out today and we may have our first woman president, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
But that's for another podcast. I just was excited for that as somebody who has a daughter. very exciting. But back to what we were saying.
I'm noticing on the internet how much it has become a problem where people are just labeled. And this is happening with reality TV. It's more understandable if you've seen someone for several seasons and they act the same way a bunch of times for many seasons, they're not growing or whatever. But what happens on here, and I don't mean just Rob, because again, I don't know. I'm just saying in general, giving a label, people are calling him, a toxic human being, a manipulator, they would have a toxic relationship. Those things can all be true, but we don't know that. And I feel like it's not right to label somebody as that until you really know more and know who they are. And I personally feel it's strange to have Leah be so into him. I don't think she would be into, I mean, she said she does like toxic though. She likes a little.
She does. She likes the toxic.
But Janae and Serena like endorsing him. I just feel that the Rob backlash has gotten out of control. I don't know. It just like it kind of hurts me to think about. And when I talked about this before, when Kayla's mom was talking about her, and I'm thinking about like her mom watching her upset and then her mom seeing social media and all of that. And I get it. It is what they signed up for, but they didn't know completely what they signed up for. And I just think there's a little bit, we have to be a little more careful. And also I'm noticing something very interesting. So on Reddit, I'm in the Love Island subreddit. And of course I'm in the Vanderpump Rules one. And the Love Island subreddit is so upset about the way that people have been commenting on the show about anyone, like not just Rob, but Rob, Leah, Kendall, Aaron, even though we're not fans of Aaron, like they're surprised. They're like, what is it? Like, what's with the fan base this year? And me, I'm like, well, hello, here we are. Like, this is
Yeah,
Vanderpump.
it's the whole Vanderpump. fan
That
base
is
now.
how we kind of have been. And it's just like you kind of realize this is quite a bit inappropriate, the level of vitriol, and I know that's a very Vanderpumpy word, but that's sometimes put out there about these people that is just too extreme.
Yeah, especially when you're, like you said, you're watching for one season, it's for entertainment. They're in an environment where it might be hard to trust people. There's new bombshells coming in. They don't know who's leaving who.
Yeah. And you know what? There's a difference between saying like this person manipulated them in the situation versus calling them like a manipulator
Yeah.
or all of these things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like labeling a person as a human
something,
being. Yeah.
And
Again,
to say in this situation they were manipulating.
right. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying like we don't know enough about him.
We don't know.
And personally, I try to be very careful about the way that I comment on things because of that. But I am guilty too of not realizing like this is not really necessary. And at first when I saw the subreddit about that, like it came up several times about like what's up with the fan base this year. I was kind of like annoyed, offended, because I'm like, I know it says Vanderpumpers who are new, so they're talking about us. But then I realized they're right. And like, what is it? It's not just Vanderpump, it's like Bravo. The whole Bravo sphere is just crazy. Like Bachelor, you get comments, but it's just not the same. Like it's just not the same. So we have to be careful with how we say things. It's one thing to call out actions and what a person is doing. You can say you don't like something, whatever, that's fine. But I just think like the labeling and some of the pure like hatred and being like this person should never be with that person. I've had people say to me like, how can you even be an Ariana fan if you like Rob? And I'm like, what? Somebody wrote, Ariana would be disappointed in you. And I said, that is absolutely ridiculous. Like, do you agree with everything that everybody who you love says? Like, no, you don't. And you also don't know how Ariana really feels. She doesn't like his behaviors and all that, but you don't know how her mind is going to change over time. Like, we need to chill. And I know I'm going to upset some people by saying that, but I don't want to. What I'm trying to do is just like have that conversation going a little bit because I think it should be started. I think we can be a little more mindful of the comments. And like I said, myself included. So anyway, I want to say that when we watch Rob and Leah, we are just both seeing
the feelings that they have for one another. That's what we love about it. It's not like I'm like, yes, he's the best person in the world. Go Leah, because Leah is one of my favorite people right now. And I'm not like, yes, you're with the best person. I'm more like, I see her for him, like the way she looks at him. I see him the way he looks at her.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, stop that. The same thing with Kayla and Aaron. I totally disagree with Kayla being with Aaron. But if Taylor loves Aaron, what is the world going to do? Tell her she's an idiot and that she shouldn't be with him? Like, leave that for Taylor.
Yeah, let her figure that
That's
out.
her life.
Yeah.
And you know what? Guess what? There is a slight chance that Aaron isn't a cheater. There is a slight chance that Aaron is going to be, I shouldn't say slight. There's a chance that Aaron's going to be an amazing boyfriend, an amazing husband. Like,
Yeah.
we just don't know. And
This is not a normal situation they're thrown into.
right.
And they weren't boyfriend and girlfriend yet. It's horrible what he did, but I don't label him as this person for any
Forever.
future relationships, right? Like,
Right. Do I like him right now? Absolutely not. I'm not a fan of Aaron, but I just feel bad
yeah,
the way that they're so attacked. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
And then the other side of it, they're so loved. There's some of them are so loved. Like Leah, guys, Leah now has 1 million followers. Okay. As of today, 1 million. We were looking at it 2 days ago, it was 800 something thousand. Yesterday was 900 something thousand.
Oh, yeah, it's been nuts.
1
100K
million.
every day. She's jumping up. Yeah.
She has just as many followers as Love Island itself. She's being followed by famous people.
Tom Schwartz has 1.1 million on Instagram. Leah's right there.
Shit, really?
Yeah. I saw that
That's
today.
crazy.
Yeah.
And Ariana has 2 million or 3 million.
I'm not sure. Sheena's 1.8 I saw. So she's
Oh,
catching up to
shit.
Sheena.
What? How's Sheena going to feel about that?
I don't know. Is that anyone checked in with her?
Has anyone checked on Sheena? We love Sheena. If you're new here, we actually love Sheena, but has anyone checked on Sheena? It's so fucking funny. She's probably way more than Tom Sandoval. What's he? Hold on. Let me look up Sandoval. Because he lost a lot of, he's 1 million. So
He's
she's
1
going to
million.
surpass Tom Sandoval. And then Tom Sandoval cannot compare himself to these huge players anymore because Leah, Kadeb, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Kadeb Katab, she is going to be surpassing him
Yeah.
in terms
Yeah.
of fame.
She's going to get a lot of deals.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, Bethany. Wow. All right. So anyway, he runs up, he points at her, and then they go out and they have this conversation and he jokes with her. And we were, I was looking for the signal, you know, his little signal, his baseball signal
Yeah.
for her, saying like, oh, like meet me on the dock.
Yeah.
He says, I just want to say, I think you should leave with me.
And what'd she say? Like, let's go?
She's like, Rob, let's go now.
Let's
Yeah.
go now.
So
It's
they're-
very playful, flirtatious. Like, we know we're kidding, but
But
deep down, not really kidding.
Not completely. I'm so sure Leah likes Miguel. I'm just not sure of how deep it is. I think her
Yeah.
feelings are deeper towards Rob. I think she knows Miguel was a solid choice. And I think that she knows she deserves better than what he has done there with her.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I also think they were both like hurt in their own ways. And again, we'll talk about this in the next podcast because I did like a full ass deep dive. I went through all the episodes and I have like very strong feelings about what I believe happened. But yeah, just that whole scene was memorable. It was nice closure. I even felt like that made me feel like it's okay if they don't get together. I just like loved this. Someone
Yeah.
said that they reminded them of like they were like maybe they were together in a past life. And that's kind of like the feeling I have too. Like there's just like something pulling them.
Just had like this draw to each other.
Mhm. Yeah.
They couldn't explain.
And then at the end of that scene, I could feel it. I could feel that they need to hug, and he wants to say, I love you. She wants to say, I love you. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm in love with you, but in ways. I just felt the I love you coming, and I loved when she said it, and she was like, I love you. And then he hugged her, and they hugged for so long. Long hug. And he closed his eyes and said, love you.
Yeah, it wasn't like a bye, I'll see you later hug. It was like a hold me hug.
A hold me hug.
Hold me.
So that was exciting. And how happy are you? We were correct with who we thought would stay or who we hoped would stay and go home, and what we thought the public would do, which was the same as we
Yes.
were hoping.
I think it's the right four.
Were you annoyed at Kendall and Nicole's faces? Because people were very annoyed.
I know Kendall said he was gutted.
Did you notice them or no?
Well, when they picked Leah and when they said Leah and Miguel were the last and then they went to Kendall. He said he was gutted. You could tell he was like annoyed, but I didn't think anything.
What
of
did you
it.
take? I took that as I took that as he was bothered because Aaron and Kayla have been like the couple the whole time.
From day one.
Yeah. And that is kind of annoying though to have that reaction. I like when I watched back, I'm like looking at Nicole in his face and like they were so surprised, which was kind of annoying, but
Yeah, I don't know, are Nicole and Kendall not as close to Leah and Miguel as they are to Kayla and Aaron?
I think Nicole kind of is in the middle, like kind of friends with all the girls equally. I don't feel like she's got like the super strong. I think she's good friends with all of them.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
I mean, the strongest of the trio, obviously, that we talked about.
So that hug was so cute when Miguel and Leah were called.
She just ran to the girls and just like, yeah, that was such a strong hug.
That was so cute.
You got emotional.
Yeah, was I crying?
I think you were. Yeah.
Probably
I mean, yeah,
crying.
it was an emotional moment
It was so cute. It
to
was
see them
very
together.
cute.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they're there together. Now we have the final dates coming up tonight. Gotta get this fucking podcast out. They are interesting dates because I feel like they're setting up Leah and so on After Sun, Ariana was telling us about the dates.
They look like they're going to be really fun. We have some things to say about that, but we'll wait for fun and cute, depending on the date. But we'll wait for the next episode to go over how those actually pan out. And want to say on After Sun, it was interesting. Kayla and Aaron seem like good and happy. Like I actually don't know. Even on social media right now, like watching her TikToks, like and watching her with Aaron, I feel like they'll probably be okay. Surprisingly, I thought she would see everything and freak out, but I don't know if she's going to. It seems like she just trusts the connection she has in there, but we shall see. But on After Sun, it was very interesting again because Rob was on and he was asked by Maura about Leah if he could ever see anything happening with Leah. And he's like, with Leah? She's like, yeah. And he was like, listen, I would be lying if I sat and told you that I don't like feel a certain way about Leah. And so then he was just saying, obviously he has feelings there, but he also would be lying if he said that he thought that it would, work out long term at this moment in time. So I thought that was an interesting response because I always say with them, like I've said before, I do feel like they might not be along, life partners, but I think that like maybe a season, who knows. But I thought it was interesting because he said at this moment in time, and I think that's because he still doesn't even understand how wrong he was inside the villa. And once he sees that back, maybe he will get it. I hope he will get that part of it. But I felt bad for, Cassie's only been there with him for a couple of days, but her face was very funny during that. And like everybody there was just like kind of like waiting to hear what he was going to say and seeing it. And he was surprised that they were asking. And he's like, why are you guys looking at each other? Which I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy that he has no idea what's going on the outside. But that does make me think like even more, like everything was truly genuine. And they were like, we can see it, we can see it with our eyes. And then he also said, they also brought up during After Sun that he was like, wait, you could see me under the pool? Like cameras got me? And they were like, yep, when he hid under the pool. So that was very funny. By the way, if you haven't been watching After Sun, they're really good. It's good tea. It's good perspective. So I would go watch them back if you're looking for more Love Island because they weren't like throwaway episodes like I thought they were going to be. They're very good.
Yeah.
This is going to be a podcast for only people like Leah and Rob, really. But something else that's interesting is Rob is definitely going to be on Call Her Daddy. When I say definitely, I mean this is my saying because Alex posted a snake. She was just like a clue of who's going to be on our podcast, and it was a snake. But the night before, I saw that Rob was following Alex, Alexandra Cooper, Call Her Daddy. And I was like, oh shit, he's going to be on Call Her Daddy. And then she posted the snake. And people were like, it's either Taylor Swift or Rob. I'm like, it's fucking Rob. It's not Taylor Swift.
It's not Taylor Swift.
Not that she couldn't get Taylor Swift. She totally could, but she doesn't, But it's Rob. It's got to be. And then I saw Alex followed on her personal account. She followed Rob. And she followed Leah.
Ooh.
And Leah's following her now. So Leah's going to be on. Obviously, they'll be separate. But I'm excited for Alex to ask him all the hard questions. Because don't get me wrong, I think the hate is one thing. But then there's also like questioning like what you're doing and all of that. I'm not saying that people shouldn't question. I'm not saying we shouldn't say people act like an asshole. I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying there's a certain level online that I think has gotten so freaking out of control that it's a problem. But I want him to answer all the questions. Like, I'm really excited for
Do you
her.
think he's going to answer questions a little bit more closed off if Leah and Miguel are out and kind of still together?
You're saying, I'm not saying I want her to only ask about Leah.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
I'm
you.
saying-
That's all you want.
that's
That's all you
fine.
care about. Do I think his answer will be closed off? Yes, I think he'll be more respectful of that. But I think he'll, at this point, I'm a little worried with all the edits of him and Leah. It's gonna like scare him off a
Being
little bit.
too much.
Yeah, it's a little.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's all over there.
Speaking of following and videos that are done that are a little too much, here I'm guilty. I did a video because when Rob was banished from Love Island, the first person he followed was Aaron and then Kendall. And then the very first girl he followed was Leah.
Ooh.
And he did not follow Andrea for a little bit. I don't know how long exactly. I believe it was a few hours. I know it was after videos were made pointing out that he only followed Leah. So I just don't know the exact time, but it was a bit after. And then he followed Andrea, and then some more of the people, and then Alex Cooper. And so I was checking for that, and I did find that very interesting. And something else interesting and kind of funny is Andrea has been like, just like Kane, is that his name? Kane? Yeah. Was doing lives all the time. Andrea was doing lives all the time, I think every night. And she had some videos up about Rob. And since last night, she deleted all the videos about Rob. So I just cannot wait for the after shit. I'm just excited to see like what happens and all the talk.
Kayla, guys, is her Instagram was deactivated by Insta, like shut down by Insta. So I know a lot of people were concerned, like, why is she not on there? She's on TikTok. So you can follow her on TikTok. She is posting, Aaron was posting to his stories this morning.
Did you hear about what she said?
Laying in bed with Kayla, by the way. What?
Did you hear what she said when she found out her Insta was shut down?
What?
Fuck Insta.
Fuck Insta. We live by Pennsylvania, so we know that accent.
What are they feeding them?
Oh my God, that
Pennsylvania.
That line from Kenny was so good.
Kenny's great.
Okay, I think that's it.
Wrap. Excited for tonight.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. We will update you after. On the next podcast, we'll update with the finale. And what we're going to do is then, like I said in the beginning, we're going to talk completely about the lawsuit with Sandoval. There's a lot of updates with that. I just don't have time to get that all in here. I'm going to talk about the lawsuit with Penny, Chef Penny, and we have a couple of guests. When we go through the lawsuit, I'm going to have a lawyer come on and they are going to go through that with us. So it'll be good to get like an actual professional perspective. Okay, so that is it for today's episode. Bye, guys. We will talk to you later.
It's fun. Bye.
It's fun.
I meant to say it's been fun.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. That's Bethany. It's the middle of the day. He can't go to sleep.
No, not yet.
Okay.
All right.
Good night.
It was fun. Good night. Thank you and good night.
Later.
Later.